Daryl Davis, the only black man you'll ever find at a KKK rally.
Do you think there's a point where kind of crossing the line and helping their cause?
No.
He even calls some of the members his friends.
All right, my friend.
Somebody violated their oath.
My end goal is to bring people together.
Well, I got to get along with them.
Ku Klux Klan, an unashamedly extreme right-wing sect with one fanatical aim, white supremacy.
My people were being squeezed out of existence.
You're not being serious, right? They felt I was inferior.
Mine don't matter. I don't mind because you don't matter.
You've been trying to infiltrate the Klan, but what does that do for people?
Well, I'll tell you what.
They are not human. There's nothing about these people that are human.
I don't give a shit about you or your KKK hood.
He felt I sold out my own race.
It's not like a fetish.
How can you hate me when you don't even know me?
The truth behind why Daryl is doing the unthinkable.
I began seeking out leaders of the Ku Klux Klan.
White power.
His secretary scheduled an interview with Roger Kelly, but didn't tell him Davis was black.
Said, Daryl, do not fool with Roger Kelly, he will kill you. He comes in, a handgun in his holster. This is an ambush. My mind is racing 100 miles an hour. I have seen the future. I know what can be done. I fear for my life. His name was Roger Kelly, and I'd managed to get his address and phone number from someone. Said, Daryl, do not go to Roger Kelly's house. Roger Kelly will kill you. I gave my secretary the phone number for him. I wanted her to call him as opposed to me. He might pick up in my voice that I'm black. So she called him, and he agreed to do the interview. We set it up for this motel room. I gave Mary some money to get some soda pop out of the machine, put it in the ice bucket, get it cold. Right on time, 5:15. Mary hops up, runs around the corner, opens the door. I'm seated back here where you could not see me from the hallway. In walks what is known as the Grand Nighthawk, means bodyguard, security. He's wearing military camouflage fatigues, and right here he has a semi-automatic handgun in his holster. Mr. Kelly is walking directly behind him, and the Nighthawk turns the corner and sees me and just freezes. And I said, hi, Mr. Kelly. I put my hand out, I said, I'm Daryl Davis. I knew what was up. You know, they're thinking this is an ambush. Mr. Kelly says to me, Mr. Davis, do you have any form of identification? I said, sure. So we got into my interview with Mr. Kelly. A little over an hour into this interview, there was kind of a strange noise. Automatically, I assumed it to be a threatening noise, an ominous noise. And I knew that Mr. Kelly had made that noise. Almost instantly, I popped up out of my chair, I slammed my hands on the table. My mind is racing 100 miles an hour. I'm hearing the voice that told me, Daryl, do not fool with Roger Kelly, he will kill you. I fear for my life. At the age of 10, I was one of 2 black kids in the entire area. And we had a march from Lexington to Concord. As I was marching down the street, I began getting hit with bottles, soda pop cans, rocks, and debris from the street. And I did not understand it. I thought I had done something wrong. When I got home, my mom and dad asked me, how did you fall down and get all scraped up? I said, I didn't fall down. I told them exactly what had happened. For the first time in my life, my mom and dad sat me down and explained what racism was to me. But when they told me why I was being hit, I did not believe them. I literally thought they were lying to me. So at the age of 10, I formed a question in my mind. How can you hate me when you don't even know me? I thought, you know what? Who better to ask than someone who would join an organization hating those who do not look like them and who do not believe as they believe? Almost instantly, I popped up out of my chair, I slammed my hands on the table. My mind is racing 100 miles an hour. I'm hearing the voice that told me, Daryl, do not fool with Roger Kelly, he will kill you. And I'm thinking, what did I just say? What did I just do to cause Mr. Kelly to go off and make some kind of weird noise? I was not armed. My secretary was not armed. I feared for my life. My eyes locked with Roger Kelly's eyes. I didn't say a word. I didn't have to. My eyes were saying to him, what did you just do? But guess what? His eyes were saying to me, what did you just do? Mary, she's sitting on top of the dresser. She realized what happened. The ice in the bucket next to her melted and the cans of soda fell down the ice. That's what made the noise. And then it made it again, and we all began laughing. We all began laughing at how ignorant we all were. Ignorance breeds fear. We fear those things we don't understand. At the end, I thanked him very much for his time. I shook his hand. He wished me luck. He even gave me his Klan card. He said, keep in touch. He and the Nighthawk left. On my way back down the highway to my house, I said to Mary, I said, you know, I rather like Roger Kelly. She said, well, he doesn't like you. I said, yeah, I know. Now understand something. I did not respect what Mr. Kelly had to say. However, I am going to keep in contact with him. I would call him when I had to play a gig up in Frederick, Maryland, or that county. Say, hey man, I'm playing, wherever. Come on out. He'd come. He'd come down to my house. Now, here's a man who did not like me, who felt that he was superior to me, but yet he would sit at my dining room table and eat with me. Or we would go out and have lunch or dinner. So this went on for a couple of years. He began inviting me to his house. Then he began inviting me to Klan rallies.
The strange relationship of a KKK wizard and his black buddy. They talked and talked some more. Davis learning about the Klan, Kelly learning about Davis.
We get to know one another and we do different things, It hasn't changed my views about the Klan, because my views on the Klan's been pretty much cemented in my mind for years.
Over time, that cement that he talked about that held his ideas together in his mind began to get cracks in it. He began questioning some of his thinking based upon the conversations that he had with me. And then over more time, that cement crumbled and fell apart. And then a few years back, guess what? Roger Kelly quit the Ku Klux Klan.
I got more respect for that black man than I do you white men. Sometimes we don't agree with everything, but at least he respects me to sit down and listen to me. And I'll respect him to sit down and listen to him.
Do you think that you had something to do with Roger Kelly leaving the Klan?
Oh, I know I did. It was an exchange of information that made him rethink his ideology. Daryl Davis.
Sorry.
My pleasure.
In 2016, in the documentary Accidental Courtesy, Daryl Davis met with young activists and had a discussion he did not expect.
I would just want to know what the end goal is.
My end goal is to bring people together, okay? Bring white supremacists together with their nemesis. This country is a...
Why I gotta get along with them?
Pardon me?
Why I gotta get along with them?
We all have to live in this country together, okay? We did.
Infiltrating the Klan ain't freeing your people.
I disagree with you.
I don't see how.
While the discussion lasted more than an hour, it escalated quickly to heated arguments.
All that you talking about these KKK hoods, who gives a I don't give a about you or your KKK hoods. Don't come back here.
I can't talk now?
You can talk, but don't talk that to me.
Sit down and be quiet and let me talk to you.
Get the out of my face, man.
See how you are? You show your own ignorance, man. How can you hate me when you don't even know me? I know what can be done. I know how people can get along. It bothers me that they can't see that when there are so many examples, or they're not willing to see it. 3 Wednesdays ago, we went out and had dinner.
My name is Daryl Davis, my friend here.
Today was the first time actually Daryl and I ever spent together. The time that I spent with Daryl today, I wish I could have spent with him before sitting down.
This should not have happened, but I'm glad that it did, because had that not happened, we would not be sitting here today. And it proves that dialogue and information can bring people together. Now we all are friends, and they better understand what I do, I better understand what they do, and we have agreed to work together. When I first began interviewing Klan members, They felt I was inferior. I had nothing to offer in terms of my opinion. But then over time, as the relationship develops, slowly but surely they began asking me questions. As a result, active Klan members have renounced that ideology. And in doing so, they turn over their badge of honor, their uniforms, their swastika flags. So thank you.
All of this came through conversation, through talking.
How many members of the KKK have you stopped being members?
Directly, between 40 and 60 people. Indirectly, over 200.
We're not so naive as to think that everybody is going to change. No. There will be people who will go to their graves being hateful. But if somebody is willing to sit down and talk with you, there's an opportunity to plant a seed. If you spend 5 minutes with your worst enemy, you will find something in common.